Hello, sisters. It's Valerie from the Black Rose Circle. I want to talk with you today about pain. I had a conversation with someone earlier today, and sometimes my ideas that come through from spirit are difficult to convey in a modern conversation. So today was pretty good because I was speaking with someone who is not an energy worker. She hasn't really been tapping into her practice or cultivating her practice. And so, as we talked about pain and growth, suffering and healing, she kind of argued this concept that I actually agreed with. She doesn't think that we should have to suffer to learn. And so, does pain have to come with growth? For me, I think yes. And it was a cool conversation to get to have with her. So I would really like to hear your opinions on this. So if you can post on this YouTube, you can comment through here, you can post through your social media, connect with us through the Wix app. What is your take? Do you believe that we need to suffer in order to learn? I would say also, not always. And not in the long run. The more we suffer, the more we have the opportunity to learn. The more we learn, the more we grow. The more we grow, the more resilient we become. And the more resilient we are, the less we suffer. And the less we suffer after growth, the more that we are open to just receiving the bounty of the work that we've been putting in. So I don't think that we have to suffer in order to learn. I just think it tends to come through as a part of the process. We're looking at a long-term goal, and if you've been avoiding doing some of the work that the universe is putting out there for you, or that the guild has been presenting to you, if you are ignoring lessons, they'll get louder. And the louder they get, the more intense they become. Sometimes it could be considered violent. You can have violent life lessons because you weren't listening originally, and that's not necessarily your fault that you weren't listening. Sometimes we don't listen because we've been so conditioned from our past experiences and traumas or relationships that we've just cut ourselves off from our intuition, and that happens to a lot of us. So if you've been cut off from your intuition, maybe you're just having a harder time understanding what a lesson actually is. We then brought up, the work that I've done with kids in Cambodia, and I brought someone to mind who was a child who was found, trigger warning, this child was found in a garbage dump, covered in a really nasty skin infection, and needing to have reconstructive surgery on her genitals from the sexual assault that she experienced before she was literally dumped as garbage into a garbage dump. Trashed. She was trash. It's how she felt about herself for a long time. I brought this girl up in my conversation today because no, I don't think she deserved to go through those things. Not at all. I don't think there's justice in that, not even on a universal level. I wish that people didn't have to experience those things. And unfortunately, many people do. So it's not that that lesson was one she deserved to have so she could learn. It's that should she have the right support, she can find spiritual understanding of how to unburden herself from the traumas that she experienced. Pain is like any other item that we put into our bag. It has weight. We need to be cultivating a sense of unburdening our troubles, unburdening our traumas, unburdening our sorrows and our pains. And in order to release those things, we need to find meaning in them. I believe that, at least. I'm not trying to say that you have to believe that. As a matter of fact, I really, truly do want to hear your opinion on this. what is pain? What is suffering? What is lesson? What is growth? What is healing? Are healing and healed different? Are learning and understand different? I think so. To know something, you've got to learn it. And those are two separate energies. And those are two separate items. So no, we don't have to have pain to learn. It just tends to work that way. If we are able to find meaning, if we're able to find some way to grow, some way to get stronger, some way to build our resilience. So I'd love to hear again from all of you on your perspective of this. I think we should keep this conversation going in circles. And that's Cleo letting you know that this is the end of our video. So thanks for tuning in. Love you, ladies.